Snowpacked and icy roads leading to closure of an interstate and more than 100 closures and delays. Now scrolling at the bottom of your screen, our winter weather team coverage begins right now. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to KRQE News 13 this morning. I'm Crystal Gutierrez.
And I'm Adam Atchison. It's Friday, February 27th, and we're ending the week with a top story of winter weather. Lots going on out there.
Yeah, we have team coverage this morning. David Romero is live near 98th and I-40. Catherine Mazzone live near Paseo and Coors. But first, we start this morning with Kristen Curry, who's live on the Weather Center tracking it all. Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning, guys. Really, I'll tell you, I feel guilty standing next to David and Catherine there out in the snow and the cold. It is very chilly out there, and for the most part, snow is starting to let up here in the metro. We still have some pockets of snow to the south in Socorro County and out across the eastern plains, but you'll notice a few of the flurries possible to the west. Overall, just cloudy and very cold here in Albuquerque. This is where the moderate to heavy snow is still falling out against that New Mexico-Texas state line. And again, it's moving this way. DeBaca County, I know you've seen that snowfall for at least the last 4 to 5 hours. Be very careful out on the roadways this morning. And even, like I said, but just because the snow stopped falling here in the metro does not mean we're in the clear. Road conditions are still a mess, and this is across the entire metro area from the west side to the east side. You got to make sure you're giving yourself plenty of time. Avoid the sudden stops. Slow your speed. Really, no one should be going over 30 miles per hour. And bridges and overpasses are the first things to ice up, and the snow just sticks to those. So I know you can't avoid them completely, but try and maybe maneuver your way around it if you can. So a lot happening this morning. Good news for kiddos is we still expect a little bit more this afternoon in a rain-snow mix. So snow day looks good for a lot of us. But northern mountains, we've already collected 21 inches in Angel Fire over the last 48 hours. And we're just getting started with the snow event up there for the northern mountains. So I'm going to break down the forecast, tell you what you need to know heading into the morning commute, as well as heading into the weekend coming up here in about 10 minutes.
A section of I-40 west of Albuquerque was shut down overnight. It is back open this morning. It just opened around 4 o'clock. Police say snow-packed and icy roads led to several crashes there.
Not in the clear yet, though. Roads are still slippery out there. Our David Romero has been monitoring the very latest conditions. I-40 near 98th Street. He's there with the latest. Looks like you got some emergency crews behind you there, David.
That's exactly right, Adam. You know what? You were right on the money. The traffic situation is not improving. In fact, it might be getting a little bit worse. Take a look over here behind me. Within the last hour, it's a traffic update we need to remind you, tell you about, is that I-40 on-ramps. These are the I-40 eastbound on-ramps at Atrisco Vista, 98th where we are at, and Unser, all the way to Coors. They are closed. The interstate remains open, but they are closed. One of the APD officers I spoke with out here on the scene told me that they have done that to prevent, to keep rather, as much traffic off of eastbound I-40 as possible, because they need to get more DOT crews out there to salt and cinder the roads and get that ice off the roadway. They have had reports of numerous crashes on eastbound I-40 throughout the morning. So Albuquerque police have blocked off the on-ramp access to Interstate I-40 eastbound at Atrisco Vista, 98th and Unser. So if you're coming this way, don't even attempt to come this way if you want to go eastbound in towards Albuquerque. Take a look off to the side here. You can see what a beautiful morning it looks like here with snow covering Albuquerque, but it's a different situation on the roads, not as beautiful. So if you're going to be coming out here, use a lot of caution, because this is something that you don't want to even attempt to get on the roadways if you don't have to throughout the morning. So again, if you're going to try and go eastbound on I-40 and you're living south of the freeway or north of the freeway, you cannot get on there at this time. We are going to stay with it throughout the morning to let you know when it's open back up as far as access goes to the interstate. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that update, David. Let's head east on I-40 now. This morning, residents in the East Mountains are waking up to snow-packed and slick roads. That area hit hard starting overnight. I-40 still covered with snow and snow-packed at this time. The off-ramps are as well. Drivers were forced to slow down last night as visibility was really cut down. We got a lot of people at grocery stores stocking up on food. Some people weren't too excited about the winter weather hitting their area.
I want to go rock hunting and climb mountains, and I wanted to go to Silver City, but instead of that we have to stay here because it's freezing and snowing.
I do mind the cold, but I do like the moisture, but not the cold.
We're expecting a lot of this to continue throughout the morning. So again, expect conditions on the roads to be very dicey.
And that includes on the west side, more of the same. Snow fell quick over there, too.
Yeah, residents there can expect several inches of snow on the ground when they start heading out the door this morning. Roads could still be slick. News 13's Catherine Mazzone is live at Coors of Paseo with the latest out there. Good morning, Catherine.
Good morning, Crystal. I want to start off by showing you what you're waking up to this morning. Now take a look at this snow. It's really soft and fluffy, great for making snowballs. And you know, if you have a choice, why don't you stay home and do that, because the roads are not looking so great. You can see that this traffic is moving pretty well on Coors right by Paseo, but it doesn't look that way over on Paseo. Things are slowing down as traffic starts to pick up, but I will say that on our way in this morning, when we came through I-40 and Coors over by the interstate, over by I-40, it's looking pretty rough. And I will say that we saw several cars that had spun out over there, and that's going to be the key this morning. If you do have to go in, take it slow. This doesn't look, like I said, it doesn't look so bad over here, but there is snow on the roadways. Even though there were plows, it's still going to be dicey. So if you have some time, take it. Doesn't matter, just take your time. Leave some extra space in front of the car in front of you and on the sides, because anything can happen with conditions like these. Back to you.
Again, this is not the end of the winter-like weather. You can expect to see more rain this weekend, even snow in the northern mountains. So much snow, they could become impassable. And all that snow across the city and state has led to several major closures. We've come up with a little list for you. Right now, all of Rio Rancho schools are closed today. Albuquerque School District, they are telling us that East Mountain schools are closed. Just a reminder, all other APS schools are still on a 2-hour delay. We've been told buses for APS schools are running behind as well. Meanwhile, the Belen School District is reporting a 2-hour delay. This just into our newsroom this hour. The city of Albuquerque is also reporting a 2-hour delay for all non-essential city employees. Remember, we have all of these closures and several delays scrolling at the bottom of your screen. We have more than 100 at this time. They will continue during the commercial breaks and also online at KRQE.com.
Now, we're also keeping a close eye on road conditions across New Mexico. As you wake up today, this is what you're facing. A lot of warnings for your drive. The metro area, yes, but there are what look to be dozens in the north and northeast part of the state, down the east side on the Texas border. Also, you heard earlier from David Romero, I-40 at 98th Street at Trisco Vista back open this morning, east and westbound, after a number of crashes there, slide-offs, icy conditions. We want you to know that had reopened just before news time, but you are going to have to not only take a look at this map, but also give yourself some extra time, even though crews are out and about salting and sanding the roads. This is what the roads looked like in the Albuquerque metro area overnight. News 13 shot this video on Central near Yucca. As you can see, slushy, wet roads may make for slippery conditions. Kristen said the cold temperatures overnight may also lead to ice. So if you're making your way through that part of Albuquerque, you're going to want to give yourself some extra time. Now take a look at what people in Las Vegas are dealing with this early hour. It's a rough drive in northern New Mexico. You saw it on that traffic map. The Department of Transportation says slush is turning to ice overnight, but crews are out loading up on salt and cinder before hitting the major roads. According to DOT, 10 trucks are out working 12-hour shifts, mainly focusing on I-25.
And remember to stay with KRQE News 13 as we continue to track this winter storm. We'll be tracking it all day long, bringing you updates on air and, of course, online. You can also visit KRQE.com for road closures and school delays.